and we appreciate you all no matter where you're watching, whether it's on YouTube or Rumble or even Kick. Shout out to the Kick bots who sell gambling to children. We appreciate you too. So the fourth topic, which is also a bit funny, is apparently Sydney Sweeney and Jimmy Choo are collaborating in a so-called controversial ad. Now, folks, Sydney Sweeney is the embodiment of American excellence. When I think of all-American gal, I think of Sydney Sweeney. She doesn't deserve the criticism she is getting. She is a fine actress. She is a fine performer. And she should be supported in a healthy and functioning society, not berated because she flexes her abilities like Marilyn Monroe used to, okay? Unlike Monroe, as far as I'm aware, Sydney Sweeney does not have a coke addiction, so she'll be with us for many more years to come. Fingers crossed she doesn't turn into the next Madonna, from model to jigsaw. It only took 40 years, okay? If you want to grow old gracefully, folks, do what Elijah's doing. Cosplay as Ozzy Osbourne, and you'll look young forever. There we go. So we're going to ask, and I'm going to be very brave for doing this, we're going to ask Furious Dan what he makes of Sydney Sweeney doing all these ads, being very performative and attracting a lot of praise and condemnation.
I think it's very base because to tell the truth, for the past few years we've been watching trash commercials about these people thinking all about themselves. It's all I do. I watch TV and movies and stuff like that. But I mean, seeing some type of normality with at least a beautiful model. I mean, advertising jeans, advertising the what they call that ice cream parlor. Not Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's fucking liberal. What's that name with that ice cream now? Baskin Robbins. Advertising all that stuff. And it's pretty base. Seeing an actual normal girl doing that. Because normally they will pick out somebody diversity to freaking do a commercial lately. And I don't think it's just right. You know what I'm saying? And first of all, it's mostly discriminative too. Because other people deserve opportunity, not just those people. You know, and that's my perspective on that. On that situation. I think she's doing a wonderful job. If the people want to hate up on her, hey, fuck it. Let them hate, because at least somebody is doing something right. You know? Some type of corporation is doing something right.
Huh? What are they mad at? I want to know what
they mad. I know exactly what they're mad at.
People, I'll provide a hopefully short and sweet very.
You're cutting.
I think he's diving underwater. But I think, is it just carryover from the American Eagle stuff? So they're just mad at her? Because I don't see anything wrong with these ones.
The opposition
No. Can
cannot
I say what is
stand,
the issue?
opposition cannot stand American excellence because the opposition are byproducts of our Cold War enemy.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is what I think is going on is a lot of the trans people are jealous of her because she is a natural female.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that's exactly what I wanted to say.
The jeans commercial, which they took that as white jeans are superior, and here's the perfect example. So yeah, they're afraid she's become an icon for the straight white non-trans people.
What's that?
Which is most people. I just put it out there.
Furthermore, I want to say something. It's also the anti-fucking body positive in new movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last time the jeans made a commercial, you had a fat fuck in it. And that's bullshit. Okay, let's go back to reality.
I just
here.
want to let everyone know, though, that jeans advert did cause a lot of backlash because the opposition honestly believed that the United States was the fascist successor to the Germans, Italians, and the Japanese. Right?
Yes.
The whole Cold War mindset of since you didn't kowtow to the commies after the Second World War, and you brought in all these scientists, you are this fascist imperialist state that carpet bombs Vietnam, that carpet bombs Iraq, that carpet bombs Afghanistan, Syria,
Anything.
Grenada, anything that you don't like.
To answer Balzet, it says there's no such thing as trans. Stop using that word. They're just cross-dressers. Well, I say transformers. They're something in disguise. They're Decepticons.
Ugly in disguise.
Well, no one can deny that they are
Transformers. Ugly in disguise.
They are transforming themselves, and that's why the term transgender came to exist, because it is it's not just a pre-war term; it's an interwar term, and it comes from transformative, to turn from one thing to another. I know it's not biologically possible, but our opposition do not exist in biological reality. They never have, and they never will. That's why they keep mass murdering millions of people for an ideology they think works on paper. They think, not.
They can make money off of it, right? Robot. They can make money off of it. Did you?
Yeah. Who's the one that was complaining about Sydney Sweeney about the jeans commercial and the other stuff?
It's never just one person, Dan. You need to understand.
But it was the fat, ugly one.
Yeah, the opposition, they don't act individually, because if they do, they lose. They always lose if they act individually.
Is it Megan the Stallion?
No, it was what was that pig's name? Lizzo, the one who's lost a lot of weight.
There you go. I get them all mixed up. They're all the same size.
She was just horrible.
Why do you think I was making fun of her on X?
Lizzo was just horrible. I mean, she would fire her backup dancers if they gained any weight.
Yes, she was
Never mind the fact that she was like 500 pounds.
With bananas. That's the worst.
And
one.
she is extremely anti-white.
Yes, I dated Lizzo back in the 90s, and shit sucked.
I can tell why my mentor had you guys as regulars, because you're all very bigoted. You've got to understand such a thing as big, black, and beautiful. Okay, you also have to understand that these people have to act collectively, because if they don't, then evil fascist whitey will just them.
They sit there and lose weight, and that hurts them. Yeah.
The thing is they act as a collective, like the mole people.
Yes.
If you take one out of the fray, they don't know what to do with themselves. They can't function.
Well, that's why when people within the entertainment industry step out of line, whether they're Sydney Sweeney, Snoop Dogg, Gina Carano, you step out of line, they will try to crush
Sagan.
you.
Yeah.
They killed him for obvious reasons. But I will also point out for everyone here that it's very important that you realize that collective action, whether you like it or not, it works. That's how, for decades, before alternative media was even a thing, before the internet was a thing, you had left-wing policies just winning all the time. They'd latch themselves behind reformist movements, corrupt them from within, take them over and poison them. And that's why in America and elsewhere, if you're black, you vote Democrat. If you're gay, you vote Democrat. If you are an oppressed group, if you're a woman, you vote Democrat, right? If you don't, you're a traitor, because it's about collective action. And that's why it's very important that we understand what collective action is, and that we work together and support those who step out of line.
And if you are based
with that, they keep claiming like, oh, art is our thing now. If you can't be into art if you're not one of us. Oh, video games is our thing now. You're not welcome. Programming, open source software, we've taken it over, and you're not welcome. It's
That's
like
discrimination.
You can't just break into someone's house and say it's yours.
Pollute
That's
and corrupt
discrimination.
everything, make it their own, and make it crap, and they don't even want it themselves. That's the fucking most annoying thing. Is they are just here to take over, and make it theirs, but even don't care for it, and that's really fucking annoying in my mind.
It's so ironic. They want to take over things, despite the fact that the opposition don't believe in private property.
Yes,
it is the locust mindset, because let's face it, the opposition at their core are communists. They lost the Cold War, but their agents in the West did not fall. And that's why we need to realize the historical context here. And then you've got Red China. Soviet Union died, and they laid this big egg called Red China. So we've got that problem to deal with as well. That's why it's so important to nail down the basics, to highlight the problems, find the solutions to those problems, and have the courage of your convictions to stand by what you believe in. And if the opposition take you down, wipe you out, well, learn how to play the game better and do what I call the Hydra maneuver, folks. If Roadkill gets wiped out, I'll find 3 people to replace him. Those 3 people get wiped out, I'll find 3 for each to replace him. My mentor knows hundreds of fellow creators, right? And all he has to do is have a good talk with them, recommend them to me, recommend them to the network, and they'll be welcomed with open arms, because the concept works. The guy who started it, though, he's a bit insane, okay? He is, right? He's not like me. I like black people. I like women. That's why 2 of them are on this panel.
Yeah, the person you're speaking of, I would call him a cunt, but he lacks the depth and the warmth.
Exactly. He finds pleasure in tormenting people. Okay? He's the kind of guy who would ask Dan how to spell his own name just for the fun of it. That's awful. It's terrible. It's terrifying.
This guy loves getting on me. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because he thinks you're a 17-year-old. Maybe.
I'm not 17, goddamn, I'm 42.
Hey, man, you look good for 42, bro. Take it as a compliment.
Right. It's that factor youth of the food that I eat, okay?
We've got
tacos.
We've got to support taco lovers like Sydney Sweeney, who's been in quite a few good films and many stellar productions. But we need to make it clear that the zeitgeist is shifting, and that it's ordinary people who decide where this goes, not shadowy figures behind the scenes, right? We are the ones who determine the future. And if the opposition want to stonewall us, we can either wait them out or we can dig in. Like in the UK. You know what's going to happen in the UK? They're going to wait.
You're going to have to dig in.
They're going to dig in. They're going to wait out this current administration. I'll tell you this. If Labour's still in office by 2030, I'm cutting my own head off, okay?